Another bombshell ahead of the double murder retrial for rapper YNW Melly. A Florida judge sided with Melly's defense team and pulled lead prosecutor Kristine Bradley off the case. It's a huge win for the rapper's defense, who claim Bradley allegedly covered up a report that the investigation's lead detective had asked a Broward County Sheriff's deputy to lie about being present while serving a search warrant.
You put it all together. There was a mistrial. They hid Brady material. Making Mr. Demons go through another trial is a violation of double jeopardy. Jeopardy should have attached because of what occurred.
Broward County Circuit Court Judge John Murphy granted the defense motion out of an abundance of caution, stating he didn't find Bradley's integrity had been compromised, but agreed that since the defense plans to call Kristine Bradley to testify as a witness in the upcoming retrial, she could no longer serve as a prosecutor.
To the issue of credibility of the statement, you're bringing in witnesses, right, that are testifying to something that they weren't a party to. Ms. Bradley wasn't there. So her testimony, she would be coming in testifying to a collateral issue wherein she was not even a witness to the initial incident.
So why would a Broward County prosecutor be a defense witness in a double murder retrial? Well, the goal of the defense is to impeach the credibility of Detective Mark Moretti, the lead investigator. The allegations against him stem from when Moretti met with YNW Melly's mother, Jamie King, in October 2022. While questioning her about alleged witness tampering, he executed a search warrant to seize her phone. Assistant State Attorney Michelle Boudreaux, who was a witness to the incident, testified in a hearing last week that she overheard Moretti ask a deputy to lie about being present during the phone seizure.
Detective Moretti said to Deputy Morrell, "You need to say you were here when I served that search warrant." And it was kind of like an awkward moment. Someone described it just kind of getting punched twice in the head. So there's a search warrant that gets served, and I'm like, what's going on? And then the next thing, he's asking this deputy to lie for him. And again, I'm like, this isn't, like, I'm in the twilight, so I'm like, this can't really be happening. Deputy Gorell didn't say anything of any substance. I think he said, "Is there anything I'm needed for anymore?" or something like that. I don't remember if he said anything at all. It was just a very awkward moment.
Do you say anything to Moretti?
No, I don't say anything to Moretti. I leave the room. I'm done with the statement. As far as I'm concerned, I'm done investigating this case.
Why?
Because I don't work with detectives that solicit lies.
Boudreaux said she reported the incident to her direct supervisors and prosecutor Kristine Bradley, who testified in the hearing defending Moretti's actions, saying the whole thing was a joke.
Is that true that Detective Moretti said to you that what he said was a joke?
No. What was intended to be conveyed was that Deputy Gorell, his response was flippant in nature. That was the joking aspect of it.
Okay, so if somebody from your office sends out a Brady notice in this case, not authorized by you, correct?
That is correct.
And in that Brady notice that I just showed you, you're saying that there are incorrect statements of fact.
That is correct.
And the incorrect statement is that you were not told by Moretti that he was joking.
That is correct. The indication has always been, and if it was inartfully conveyed in some point, the indication has always been that Deputy Gorell responded in a very flippant manner when asked about showing up.
Flippant manner to whom?
To Detective Moretti.
Does he say that in his court report, Gorell?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So the flippant manner came from Moretti, and somehow you communicated that Moretti said it was a joke. Is that what we're putting together?
I did not say that Moretti said that he had made a joke in any way, shape, or form.
So you've never made the statement that Moretti said he was joking?
My statement was, at all times, and if it was ever not clear or misinterpreted by whoever was listening to it, was that Deputy Gorell made the statement that was of a flippant nature.
On August 30th, 2022, Kristine Bradley filed a Brady notice which requires prosecutors to disclose material and exculpatory information to the defense. But as Michelle Boudreaux testified, the notice made no mention of her statement that Detective Moretti instructed the deputy to lie about being present. It wasn't until nearly a year later in September 2023, months after Judge Murphy declared a mistrial in Melly's first trial, Michelle Boudreaux says she noticed no Brady notice was ever filed and brought it to the attention of the state attorney's office.
We believe that we would have testimony that they were instructing Ms. Bradley to file the Brady notice. And this goes back as early as basically in October, November, whenever that was, of 2022. The testimony will show that after they did that, pretty much everybody put their head in the sand. They did not check into things. She went through a whole trial. She sat through the trial. Nothing was mentioned about Brady. We find it hard to believe that nobody would have asked her, even after the hung jury, well, how did you handle that Brady issue?
And according to the defense, after Boudreaux brought it back up, Kristine Bradley still did not file the notice. Instead, it was filed by another assistant state attorney, Chris Killeran.
That Ms. Bradley refused to sign the Brady notice that was prepared by the supervisors in the office, and she refused to sign it. In fact, it was handed to her by her secretary, and she said, "I'm not signing this." And that's why Mr. Killeran from Public Corruptions had to sign that Brady notice.
Once Melly's defense team contacted Boudreaux, Kristine Bradley filed the Brady notice concerning Detective Moretti's statement. Then, just 2 days later, filed an amended notice stating the incident was a joke and the deputy was trying to be funny. After learning of all that transpired, the defense motioned to remove the entire Broward County Prosecutor's Office and the state attorney's office from the case. The judge ultimately denied that motion to recuse the state attorney's office. However, in Judge Murphy's order granting the recusal of Prosecutor Kristine Bradley, he wrote, given the conflicting Brady notices and Ms. Bradley's apparent animus towards Michelle Boudreaux, there is sufficient concern that the defendant will suffer actual prejudice if Kristine Bradley continues to serve as a prosecutor in the case. Judge Murphy also wrote the court is concerned about whether Kristine Bradley departed her role as a zealous advocate for the state and is now personally invested in the credibility determinations of Detective Moretti, Michelle Boudreaux, and the outcome of the trial. Right now, it's unclear who will replace Kristine Bradley as lead prosecutor for the upcoming double murder retrial. But Melly's defense team isn't waiving his right to a speedy trial, which runs out on October 20th. Judge Murphy told the prosecutor's office they have to give him a name of the new lead prosecutor by Tuesday, October 17th. Reporting for Law&Crime Network, I'm Elizabeth Millner.